Gentleman is recognized.
First of all, Guantanamo Bay would not apply in this case. None of the people being held at Guantanamo Bay were captured in the United States, so this would have nothing to do with that. That is a vexing and difficult question, but this applies to people captured from this point forward in the United States. It would not apply to Guantanamo Bay inmates. And second, I want to deal with this argument about intelligence. It is an argument that's been made repeatedly that does not make any sense. This notion that somehow, under the normal judicial process, under the normal law enforcement model, you cannot collect any intelligence. Well, that would be a surprise to the FBI. It would be a surprise to every law enforcement agency in the United States of America who have been giving suspects Miranda rights, investigating crimes, and gathering intelligence for decades. Just because you tell someone they have the right to remain silent doesn't mean that they will, first of all. Second of all, even if you don't tell them, everybody is aware of the fact that they don't have to talk. We have used Miranda successfully to gather intelligence in a variety of different ways repeatedly. You will not lose that ability if you go through Article III courts using Miranda rights. And again, I want to emphasize the idea that when you capture a terrorist, it never occurs to them that they don't have to give up information until you give them Miranda rights makes no sense whatsoever, number one. Number two, over and over and over again, domestic law enforcement officials have been able to give Miranda rights and gather an enormous amount of intelligence. That is a red herring in this argument. And again, we come back to what the law does. The law gives the President of the United States the power to indefinitely detain people without due process. The Republican Party is always talking about freedom from government intrusion. They are concerned about the health care law. They're concerned about all manner of different things. This is a law that gives the president the power to lock you up and take away your basic freedom without due process. It strikes me that nothing could be more fundamental to those basic freedoms from government intrusion that we always hear about from the other side of the aisle than this issue. I urge Republicans and Democrats alike to support this amendment, take away the president's ability to lock people up indefinitely without due process. That is a gross, gross violation of individual rights that none of us in this country should stand for any longer. I yield back the balance of my time.
Gentleman from Washington yields back the balance of his time.